to section 5 of unit 2, and we are looking at annuities. So by the end of this section, you should be able to explain the concept of an annuity, distinguish between an ordinary annuity and annuity due, calculate future values of an annuity, calculate the present values of an annuity, explain perpetuity and how it is calculated, and explain and calculate growing annuity. So what is an annuity? So annuity is a stream of equal, let me highlight the word equal for you. An annuity is a stream of equal cash flows arriving at irregular intervals and ending after a specified period. So in the previous slide, we looked at cash flows occurring at unequal time period or unequal amount of cash flows. So annuity used for equal amount of cash flows or cash flow with irregular equal intervals. So we have two types of annuity. We have ordinary annuity and annuity due. So ordinary annuity is also known as annuity in arrears. So the payments are made at the end of the period. So anytime the payment is made at the end of the period, the annuity is an ordinary annuity. And when annuity is due or annuity due, payment happens at the beginning of the period. So we get the difference. Ordinary annuity is for payment at the end of the period. Annuity due, the payment happens at the beginning of the period. So how do we calculate for the present value of an annuity? So the present value of an annuity, we've been using it and I'm sure you are familiar with it now. So this is the formula. This is the present value of an annuity. Right? A multiplying by the 1 minus 1 over the 1 over the 1 plus r exponent n is the discounting factor. And the r represent the cost of capital or the required return. N is the number of compounding period. And A represent the amount of the equal stream of cash flows. As we said, annuity is used when there are equal stream of what? Cash flows. So let's try with this simple example here. Kweku Menu has been promised an equal annual payment of 2,000 for the next 3 years. If the interest rate is 10%, what is the present value of the stream of payment? So Kweku Menu has been promised an equal, always watch out for the keywords, equal amount of money, which is 2,000 Ghana cedis for the next 3 years. So N represents our what? 3 years. So if the rate is what? 10%, what is the present value of the stream of cash flows? Right, since we have all the elements in the formula, we can just do our substitution to get our present value. So the present value will be the 2,000 multiplying the bracket, which is the 1 minus the discount factor over the cost of capital, which is 10%. So at the end, we are going to get 4,973 Ghana cedis 70 pesos as our present value. So let's try with this example 2. So this example will help us to distinguish between ordinary annuity and annuity in arrears or annuity due. So Agbegbelewu, the name is very vague, but it's not anything, okay? Agbegbelewu has been awarded 6 million Ghana cedis as a redundancy benefit by his organization. He has the option of taking his benefit money either as A, 30 payment of 200 Ghana cedis per year starting at the end of the year. So option A, 30 payment of 200,000 per year. So each year is 200,000 and the payment will occur 30 times. So roughly we have 30 years. And it's starting at the end of the year. We also have option B, which is 3 million paid today. So today means at the beginning of the year. If the interest rate is 8%, which option should he take? So it's very simple. The question has given us the future payment that is going to be made, and it has also given us the present, or the in today's term, if the amount is to be paid today, is going to receive 3 million Ghana cedis. If the interest rate is 8%, which option should he take? So first of all, to be able to compare the future value to the present value, you have to first convert all the 30 payments that is occurring at the end of the year. You have to convert all of them to their present or to today's value, so that at least we can have equal basis for comparison. Then we can choose which one is worth going for. So we go for the one with the higher positive figure. Let's see how we go about it. So first of all, we have to find, as I said, the 30 payments occurring at 200,000 per year. We have to convert them to the present state or today's value before we can compare it to the 3 million Ghana cedis, which is occurring just today if we opt for that option. So because the payment is occurring at the end of the period, we go by the ordinary annuity. Listen again. Because the payment is occurring at the end of the period, we use a present value of ordinary annuity formula. And this is the formula for calculating the present value if the payment is occurring at the end of the period. So A multiplying the 1 minus the discount factor, n equals 30 because it's 30 payments of 200,000 cedis occurring each year. So if 30 payments and you are paying 200,000 each year, it means you multiply 30 by 1, then you get 30 years. The cost of capital that was given is 8%. So we use that one. So we are going to get the present value of ordinary annuity to be 2,251,556 Ghana cedis, 67 pesos. So now this is the present value of the 30 payments occurring at 200,000 each year. So now, because it's in today's value, we can now compare to the option 2 that was given, which is 3 million Ghana cedi. So let me ask you, if someone is to give you this amount and 3 million, which one will you opt for? Yes, I know, right? I know definitely you go for 3 million. So we choose the option with the higher value or the higher positive value. Therefore, comparing the present value of the 30 payment of 200,000 per year to the 3 million Ghana cedi paid today, option 3 million today is more valuable. Let's try with this example 2. So this example 2 talked about ordinary annuity when the payment is occurring at the end of the period. Let's try an example whereby the payment is occurring at the beginning of the period, that is annuity due. Agbegbelewu has been awarded 6 million as a redundancy benefit. We are using the same question, just that we are changing the frequency of occurrence from the end of the period to the beginning of the period. So he has the option of taking his benefit money either as A, 30 payments of 200,000 per year starting today. So that's the keyword, starting today. The previous example, the payment was made at the end of the period, but this one is made at the beginning of the period. Or B, 3 million paid today. So if the interest rate is 8%, which option should he take? So as I explained in the previous example, you have to convert the 30 payments occurring per year. So 30 by 1 is what? 30 years. So N is 30. Our rate required is 8%. And the A is what? 200,000. That's the annual payment. So we use our annuity due formula to find our present value. So present value of annuity due. So PVAD means present value of what? Annuity due. So look at the formula. We are just multiplying it by 1 plus R. So we get the difference. Yeah, so get the difference between the ordinary annuity and the annuity due. So with the annuity due formula, there is another bracket which is 1 plus R. So R is the same rate required that was given in the question. Right, so working through the formula, we multiply the 200,000 by the bracket, which is 1 minus the discount factor all over R. Whatever you get, you multiply it by the 1 plus R attached to the formula. Okay, so 200,000 by 12.15, we are going to get 2,430,812. So comparing it with the option, which is 3 million today, 3 million Ghana cedis is still what? More valuable, whether the payment is made at the end of the period or at the beginning of the year. So anytime you are comparing, you choose the one with the higher positive figure. You choose the one with the higher positive figure. Okay. So future value of an annuity. So we've looked at present value of ordinary annuity, present value of annuity due. Let us now look at the future value of an annuity. So the future value of an annuity is the present value multiplying by the future value of annuity factor, which is 1 plus R exponent N minus 1 all over R. So you know R to be your cost of capital or required return. N is the number of years, and then of course PV is the present value, and FVA is the future value of what? Annuity. So the PV is the equal amount of payment that is being given to you in the question. So let's try with this question to make it more comprehensive. Ellen is 35 years old and she has decided it is time to plan seriously for her retirement. At the end of each year until she is 65, she will save 10,000 in a retirement account. If the account earns 10% per year, how much will Ellen have in the account at age 65? So currently she is 35 years old and she wants to save regular equal amount until she's 65. So 35 to 65 is 10 years. 30 years. So we have N to be what? 30 years, and the amount that she's saving every year is 10,000 Ghana cedis. The rate of required interest that is given is 10%. So you are 35, you are saving 10,000 each year for 30 years. What will be the future value, or what will be the amount at age 65? So each year's amount is 10,000. The N is 30, which is 30 years, and the rate required given in the question is 10%. So working through, and then we are going to get 1,644,940 Ghana cedis as the future value of the annuity. Let's look at perpetuities. Okay, so annuity, and what we've been doing at most of the time, we have a definite year period that it matures. Maybe it takes 3 years or 5 definite years to mature. There are instances where the stream of cash flows will occur indefinitely or it will last forever. So whenever the stream of cash flows occur indefinitely or it lasts forever, we use the perpetuity formula to find the present value. So perpetuity is a stream of equal cash flow that occurs at regular intervals and also lasts forever. A consul or perpetual bond is a bond that promises its owner a fixed cash flows every year. Alright, so PV is the amount over the required rate. It's very simple. So the amount that is given in the question or the amount that you are investing over the required rate. Let's try with this example. So assuming you want to endow a needy fund in your community, you have budgeted 19,000 Ghana cedis per year. Let me underline the per year. Forever. So the key word here is forever. Forever, which also means that indefinite. Alright, so whenever the cash flows is indefinitely given, you have to use the perpetuity formula to find the present value. So if the community earns 20% per year on its investment, and if the needy fund will be operational in 1 year, how much will you donate to endow the fund? So you've budgeted 19,000 per year forever. So you want to find how much you will need to donate today to endow the fund. Since the fund will last forever, we use the perpetuity formula, which is just here. This is the perpetuity formula. So it's going to be PV is the amount given over the required rate. So we are getting 95,000 Ghana cedis. So this is the amount that you need to donate today to achieve the budgeted amount that you want to get forever. Okay, so we have completed learning the meaning of annuity, and we also know the distinguishing features between ordinary annuity and annuity due. And we've also learned how to calculate them in terms of ordinary annuity and annuity due. We also discussed how to find the present value of an annuity and also the future value of an annuity. These are some review questions. Go and try your hands on them as you practice whatever you've learned today. Alright, thank you, and I'll see you in the last section of Unit 2.